Okay, so yesterday I had an electrician or a certified electrician come over and check out my wiring and have a look at the breaker box and everything. I had a few questions for him, a few concerns that I wanted to iron out for my own personal satisfaction. And I asked him about the low voltage running close to a higher voltage. I've read elsewhere that you're supposed to keep it apart by about 6 inches. However, at one point here, I did run them through the same hole going up to the bedroom. And I asked him how important that is and whether I can get away with that or not. And he says it's best to actually put it through its own hole. Everywhere else apart from this little hole here and a little 6 inch or a couple feet section up here, it runs together because I was pretty cramped for space. But I don't, basically when the lines run close together, the higher current can jump onto the lower current and then blow the circuit. So I'm going to make the move today just to change all that out, drill some new holes, and it's only a couple feet that I need to change, so it's not a big job. And I'd rather do that now than the circuit get destroyed down the road and have to pull it all apart. So don't cut corners. If you know you want to do something the right way, do it the right way straight off the bat. Another couple things I needed to do was ground some of the outlets. The outlets are always grounded. I managed to ground the outlets before, but there's the 2 metal plates that I run the wires through into the service box. Those needed to be grounded. Everything else is fine. He also showed me how to do the tests to test continuity in the circuit in the breaker box. So I'm going to be able to check that later as well and show you guys how to do that. And so I'm just going to make some tweaks today and finalize the electrics ready for a test. Okay, so I removed the 12 volt wire, pulled it out of this one, and I just made a new hole here for the 12 volt for the lighting. And then I just got to reinstall this in its place, connect all the wires, and that's that one moved. And then I'm going to move upstairs and adjust the one up there too. All right, so the box is now back up. Show you quickly how I wired it. It's pretty straightforward. This is 12 volt, remember? So there is just the 2 wires. I've got, let's just zoom on in here a little bit. All right. So there is, this is the wire coming in. It comes in from the previous outlet. And then I have there's 2 wires coming in, the red and the yellow. So the red is the live, and the live will come in, it'll feed in, and then it connects up to the other live that carries on and out the circuit and on to the next light. Okay, the other red that's connected inside of here goes down to the switch, and at the switch it comes back and appears with the yellow one, but I've marked this up with red tape so you know that it's a return feed. So it's live, there's live in there when it's switched up to on. When it's in the off position, there won't be any live coming through here. So that's why we mark this up with red to indicate that there is a live return. The yellow that comes in and joins with the yellow that carries on to the next light, and then this is a pigtail to connect to the bulb. So then we have negative and a positive when the switch is in the on position. At the switch, which is just at the very bottom here, and it's just the yellow and red, and again I've marked up the yellow with the red tape to indicate that it is a return. So I'll just be putting like a toggle switch on here to switch the lights on. Okay, so now we're up in the main bedroom loft, and I'm going to show you the wiring upstairs that I have to change. So this is the 12 volt light switch that had a 12 volt cable coming out, and it went in and shared. This is a 120 volt outlet, and the wires all went through this same hole here, the 12 volt and the 120. So I pulled that out and this is where they separate. So the 120 goes through these holes, and the 12 goes up through these. And at this point, this is where they joined. So the 12 went through, then down and through these same holes here. So I'm having to move it. There was a junction box against this wall here, but I've took it off, and I'm going to attach it under the sill just to make room. In fact, I might attach it down on the bottom here with the 120s so that the 12s have a pretty clear run straight up here without interfering with the 120s here. And then that'll go through a new hole there, and then I'll feed it up here and then across to that 12 volt there. So just keeping the low voltage and the high voltage separate. I'm definitely going to feel happier about that afterwards. So let's get on with that and refeed the 12 volts. Okay, so as you can see, this is way nicer. The 12 volt is just nice and clear of all the 120s down here, and runs up and through a separate channel and into here. I'll secure this down later when I add the switch, but I'm going to add some more outlets to these and just finish off filling out the outlets in the lofts, and we should be all good to go. So with the 12 volt, electrician yesterday said it's okay if they have to cross it, they cross at a 90 degree. But to run parallel, that's when you're likely to get a jump in current. So these 90s down here, this is the most risky place. We've got 3 currents going across the 12 and a 90, but I really don't have too many other options at this stage. That's going to be best, other than, I don't have any more wire left. I could potentially come and run it up here, but I'm still close to these wires. It's always going to be crossing something somewhere, so this is looking good, I feel, and we're not going to be powering so much at one time anyway through these circuits. All my computers and fans and kitchen stuff is on the other side of the house. This is pretty much, a couple lights and a couple sockets by the kitchen table and whatnot, so we should be good.